Hey everybody, this is Jeffrey with Bangarang Bow Wows. When I recorded this video, you couldn't really hear me very well, so I've just decided to overlay me talking. This is an enrichment game that I finally set up with my dogs. I bought the cupcake pan for it a long time ago and just haven't gone to get the tennis balls. I'm missing one because when I got home, I put them down and one of the bags rolled off onto the floor, which means fair game to the dogs. And they know what tennis balls are fun for, so they ate one, tore it up. So what I'm doing here with this toy in this game is I'm putting high value treats underneath certain balls like you see here, and I'm trying to get Rufio to use his nose to figure out which ones have treats, and I'm trying to get him to figure out how to get them. With the other toy that he has, the one that made out of PVC, all he has to do is push it around long enough and things just kind of fall out. So this is a little bit more complex than what he's used to dealing with when it comes to treat toys. And I do have the other dogs waiting out in the living room, so they are a distraction. So he keeps trying to go out and see what they're doing. Doesn't do a whole lot in the kitchen, so this is kind of a new area for him. I didn't use any molding to show him this game because the game's pretty well reinforcing in of itself. I just wanted him to figure it out for himself, but I did use luring, and I did show him that the treats were underneath the balls, but I wanted him to figure out how to get them himself. You can use molding when it comes to a situation like this, and every time maybe if he interacted with it, he would get a treat, and I could teach him to interact with it better, and he would not be nearly as distracted and keep walking away from it. But, like I said, this game is pretty self-reinforcing when he finally figures it out. And it's not going to be something that I'm going to have out all the time, so it's really a high-value thing with the amount of treats he can get whenever it does show up. Things I did not want him to do with this is I did not want him to take the tennis balls by themselves, and I believe he did that once. I think that might have been before I started recording. So as I'm taking this video, all I'm trying to do is direct him over to the toy and show him that the toy has value and that he needs to interact with it. But he also has to figure out how to get to the treats. I show him that he has it right here. I'm trying to lure him over by putting a couple treats on the top here. He's distracted because I dropped some treats over there next to the wall, so he's trying to find them. So now that he knows that there are treats here, he just kind of tries to figure it out. Tries pushing it with his nose. He tries clawing at it with his toes. A couple times the treats stick to the tennis ball, and he scratches at it and spins the tennis ball in the hole, and actually a couple treats pop out. Sometimes he moves the tennis ball like you see here. He actually moved the tennis ball out of the way, and then he got the jackpot. So what I want to do with this toy is eventually start working where I only put treats under 3 or 4, or I only put the treats under 1, and then I try to get him to just notice or just mark on the 1, so he doesn't hunt around. He actually begins to start thinking, oh, okay, and using his nose to distinguish between the different holes and knowing which one has treats and which one doesn't, and then how to accurately pick that up. So there he moved another one and got all the treats out from under it. So this is just kind of a trial and error game, but it does engage his mind, so he has to think through the problems and figure them out, which is a great thing to do with your dog. Get them thinking and problem solving, strengthen their brain so they're not just reacting all the time, that they're actually thinking through problems, engaging their brain, because sometimes dogs don't get outside and get as much energy burnt off as they need to. Mental stimulation sometimes is better than the physical stimulation. So I'm going to use this. So what I meant to say at the end of that video was that I'm going to use this with all 3 of my dogs and just use that to enrich their lives and to teach them to be a little bit more proactive with their with how they handle situations. Not really too much more than that. If you'd like to set this up, it's obviously not too hard of a thing to get going. All you need is a cupcake pan and 12 tennis balls and some really good treats. If you could see in the movie that I actually have some chocolate treats. I obviously do not use chocolate because it's bad for dogs. It's carob powder. I make them with carob powder, peanut butter, and yogurt, and the tapioca flour. So there's no egg in them also. So any dogs that have a chicken allergy, they were really good. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it can help you try to build a relationship with your dog just a little bit stronger. And I hope to see you again. Thanks. Bye.